on stage, along with Ms. Anna Suvarova, along with Shermalyn Sidoni John, the personal brand strategist and founder of influential Boss Lady, along with Megumi Roberts, the president of Studio Nint Co. Ltd. Please put your hands together in a massive round of applause for all of them.
That's what I'm asking to sit in the right side. We should take the spotlight in this one, right? You have to heads up for that.
Hi guys, good evening. I know this discussion has been delayed and a lot of people have left, but still we have good audience here. So please do keep us motivated. Okay, so I'm the moderator, Neha Verma Jain. I am the CEO of Startup Plus. It's a marketing and a tech consulting company. We are based out of India, Delhi. And I'm here to actually discuss on this very interesting topic, personally chosen by me because I really have a lot of insights and personal experience on this I would want to talk about, which is mentorship and support, nurturing future women marketers. And with me, I have really special guests out there who are going to be talking on these topics. And I would also want to talk about my podcast, which has been recently started, which is called Rewriting Destiny, which is Tales of Triumph, and hence this topic has been chosen because this podcast supports a lot of women entrepreneurs, the stories of unsung heroes, and you will know more about it with these questions coming up. So firstly, let's get started, and I would like my guests to introduce themselves. Thank you.
Don't hear. Okay. Yeah, thank you so much. You already heard about me, I think, a lot. My name is Anna, and the most important what I can share in this panel discussion, during this panel discussion, that I want to embrace women to accept their true self. This is the most important. And today many people told me good compliments about my dress, about my look. Thank you so much. I really appreciate. And I chose this dress especially because in a man-dominated environment, because I worked many years in IT, I felt this pressure on me, and I wear a black suit all the time. And right now I want to say, as women, we need to lead in our own style. We don't need to compete with men. I'm really proud of to be close to men, to support them as much as possible, and I want to be just a woman and to do all my things as woman, smart and beautiful. And I think this is my mission till the end of my life. Thank you so much.
Hi everybody, my name is Shermalyn. I am from a tiny but mighty 238 square mile called St. Lucia. And to be a part of this conference, I am really proud. Why? Because this speaks to exactly what I stand for. Women using their voice to empower and to mentor others. So many of you here weren't familiar with the island St. Lucia, but I'm here representing the people from my country and all other leaders around the world. You said that you dress in black, because you wanted to, make a statement about women and empowerment and so on. And so many of you have complimented me on my colors, yellow. I'm already from a tiny island, so I want to stand out, and yellow speaks to my personality. And that also forms part of personal branding. It has been a conversation starter. So the women in the audience right now, embrace your uniqueness, embrace your authenticity, because that's what makes you stand out, but don't hold on to it. Teach other future marketers how to do it to take their careers to the next level.
Anand Shankar Narayanan. I'm a brand strategist and I run a brand strategy studio. I work with business leaders and entrepreneurs to help them in their brand building initiatives by positioning their brand with a purpose. So this topic is very critical in today's marketing world and today's business world. Women in marketing or women in leadership role in marketing is very important. This is not a challenge that is restrained only to women. It's a challenge that is equally towards men as well. Men play an important role in ensuring that they are represented equally, and the diversity in thinking, diversity in the perspectives that they bring, and diversity in the empathy that they bring to the organization is very critical. I thought I can touch upon that topic in the panel.
Yes,
Hi, nice to meet you. My name is Megami Roberts. I am Japanese, but I have an Indian spirit. I'd like to ask you one action. So, can you put the water or in a glass? I like to make a toast. Okay, so raise a glass, please. Okay, kanpai, cheers.
Cheers.
Yes, yes, thank you. Okay, yes, my background is a bit unique because I left my family when I was 16, so means that I dropped my high school when I was 16. I'm from Kobe. Kobe is a western coast in Japan, and I moved to Tokyo because I wanted to be an actress and singer. I try hard, chasing my dream, but 10 years after, so I faced with a sexual harassment kind of things. And then I gave up my dream when I was 21, and after, my journey was very bumpy because obviously I'm bad on paper. So I have to achieve every single steps. So, but greatly, I had an opportunity to work with Richard Branson, the Virgin Group. Because at that time, almost more than 20 years ago, the Virgin Group is expanding in Japan. So I was his like a personal assistant, a PR person. So I, pick him up at the airport, drop him to the airport. So I learned a lot from him. My mentor is Richard Branson. He is so gentle, and then equally same with human. It's human is not like this. Human is this. So I learned about a lot from him. And then after Virgin, I was working for Moët Hennessy. I had two roles in my career. One is a PR head of all the champagne brand and wines. And then also another role was private client sales. So I sold the prestige champagne and wines to the wealthy individuals. So I know about sales, I know about marketing. So, and then after, I joined, before and after, I joined a Cartier, the French Maison jeweler. So I was joined as a PR and event, and then I learned about what the luxury is. Luxury is experience. I traveled so many places, organized many parties, and now I'm 48 years old. So I turned 47, 6 or 7, I launched my brand. It's called Louis Kahn. Louis means from France. Louis is, Cartier, made by Louis-François Cartier. So Louis XIII is also very famous, right? Louis is a common name in France. Louis. Khan, of course, I don't need to tell. Khan means king by Hindi. And then I am a big fan of Shah Rukh Khan. So I put Louis and Khan, and Louis Khan is my brand.
We have fans for Shah Rukh Khan all over the world, that's true. We have your brand name with that. I'm definitely gonna say that to in India, that's okay. We have people up there doing this.
Okay, so and then that's 46 or 7, and then 48 now. I launched my company, it's called Studio Ni. Ni means Japanese called human. So my company is human first. So I'm now collaborating with many younger people, and what we are doing is that sake producing, many event organized, and making the movies, and athlete management. So why I'm here for next generations, next people, and I like to share. Share is most important things in the world. I'm happy to share my experience. That's what I'm here for. Thank you so much.
That's a great panel I have here and a great Shah Rukh Khan fan. Thank you, Megmi. I would like to start with Shermalyn. Shermalyn, great personal branding that we spoke about even at the lunch networking hour. So I am pretty interested in knowing about balancing leadership and motherhood. So as a dedicated mom of two, leading by example, how do you manage the demands of work-life balance? And what advice would you give to the aspiring women leaders, marketers on navigating motherhood while pursuing ambitious career?
I would say, first of all, it's important to give yourself grace. It's important to give yourself grace because you're not perfect. It's important to give yourself permission to fail. We will make mistakes, and you learn from the mistakes that you make. Additionally, I would say it's okay as a woman, even though you're independent, to raise your hand if you need help, right? By doing so, you're showing future leaders, your family, that you don't have to do it alone. A support system is important. Having said that, what has worked for me is prioritizing tasks. Reason because I still have a 9 to 5. I work full-time as a global marketing leader for a multi-billion-dollar corporation. So I have to balance that with being a mom, being a wife. Prioritizing my task is critical. Delegating is important. I have a virtual team helping me. And it's important based on your strength to align yourself with people who could, fill in the areas where you're weak in. That's important. I would also say use the technology. Sometimes we don't make use of it. We get to do our scheduling. So I could be in Dubai right now, but content is still happening. Make use of the technology around you. Self-care is important. And a lot of times people tell you, I don't have time to take care of myself. I'm a foodie. I've been here since Sunday, and I have really been enjoying the food. For me, just taking time out, even though it is an hour in a day, when maybe my daughter is at dance class or something, to enjoy a good meal, for me that's self-care. So you define what self-care should look like for me. And last but certainly not least, gratitude is a must. You see that support system that you have? Men, and as a woman, yes, we're independent, but I make no bones about the fact that I couldn't do this without my husband or my supportive family. So yes, it's okay to be independent, but be grateful, and always express gratitude to those persons around you who continue to support you. That's my advice, honestly.
That's really great. Anand,
That's amazing. That's amazing.
Thank you.
Lovely. So I have a couple of points to add from the other gender's perspective. Right? I would like to add that. Right? So in general, what I observed and studied was women's career clock and biological clock are in conflict with each other all the time. Right? So when they start their career in their early 20s after graduation, right, and they're starting to kind of rise up in the corporate ladder along with men, right, and then they get married. Okay, that's one kind of perception barrier that the support system or the family puts on them, right? The moment you get married, you have to take care of the family, and you cannot work long hours. That's the crucial time to prove yourself at workplace, right? Spending long hours, do your contribution, and make sure like you kind of do your deserving thing. But unfortunately, there are a lot of responsibilities and mind space that are taken, or put it onto women, which will kind of divert them from the core of what they can do to the corporate world and the marketing world. And then, after like they give birth to the child, that's where that huge break that happens, right? Unfortunately, they were like at least growing almost together with men, with the other gender in the corporate ladder, and then suddenly there's a break, right? And men tends to grow much faster during that period where they've taken a break, and then when they kind of probably after a couple of years try to come back, to the workforce. Unfortunately, the first thing that the HR sees, which is a hard truth, was like there's a gap, right? There's a career gap in your resume, and you've probably lost what the market or the current scheme of things that are happening in the industry, right? And they have not been treated equally, at least from where they left the career. They've kind of given a role which is like less than what they were doing during the pre-career break, unfortunately. That's why I think the downfall or the downhill that happens. Right? What men should see, the perspective was, here's someone who kind of given birth to a human being, okay, and understood what the human being wants without something being said. Right? We don't know what the baby wants. Why is the baby crying? Nobody knows. But a mother knows that. Right? There's something called a mother instinct. Right? Only a woman can do it. Men can never understand that, unfortunately. That's why when a father kind of holds the child and it starts crying, the instinct thing what they do is like give it to mother. Oh, I don't know why it's crying. Please, like console. Right? And they know why it is crying. Like, is there a problem with diapers? Is there a problem with like hungry? We don't know what there is, right? But women understand that, right? If women can understand an unsaid emotion or need of a human being, they can easily understand what your market demands are or what your consumers are in the market. Right? You have to evaluate from that perspective and give them a fair chance. Rather than seeing that as a gap, they have actually got promoted to understand human beings much better than men, to be honest. Right? You have to evaluate from that perspective and give that opportunity. And I'm sure that there is a clear evidence that women leadership on top, be it on marketing or on a company level, have got more empathy towards the whole organization and consumer. They've performed fairly well. We've seen it in the case of Pepsi, in Indira Nooyi's leadership. We've seen it what happened in Cheryl's leadership team in Facebook. Right? So there is a clear evidence out there, and we have to just see through the difference.
So thank you for bringing that point across, and that's very important. Really, but the challenge is not everybody understand how to leverage those skills and experiences and communicate it in a way that brings the desired impact they want towards achieving their goal. And that is the power of personal branding. You know, you understand what your unique strength is, and you leverage that unique strength to allow you to achieve those goals. And you're right. You know, as women, you know, our emotional intelligence are high. Right now, if you look at the stats for 2024, emotional intelligence is the most important skill right now that executives and leadership you need, right? A skill that we've taken for granted, persons have taken for granted for years. So it's understanding how to, you know, you go through a process of self-discovery, and that's step number one. Understand the self-discovery process, understand how to extract those experiences, those skills, and then apply it in a way that benefits the organization that you lead, the people that you lead, but later on converts into a competitive asset for you. So today or tomorrow, if you decide, you know what, I no longer want to be a part of the organization, or the organization is going through a recession, or you were laid off, that personal asset that you have can never be taken away from you. So it's important to strategically, intentionally, and professionally leverage this skill. Love that.
Adding to both of your points, I think what you're missing here is that exactly when you mentioned about women taking break and then they come back to their careers, or when you talk about personal branding, I think that's exactly where mentorship is needed.
Exactly.
That's the point here, and that's the topic.
Yes.
And it's about men, women, I don't think so, but for example, any woman up there who is even newly joined into marketing, a very new career, for example, somebody who could be a digital marketer or an entrepreneur who's very new into the market, but everybody needs a mentor, right? Or someone who has already been successful and then taken that break. We still have mentorship because things have changed by the time she joins back. Now, what skill set needs to be developed? What are the changes in the market? How do we do that? And companies probably need to actually have certain programs which supports these women, and there should be communities up there, especially for the ones who are newbies who are joining in, or even someone who's taken a break and wants to come back. These communities, these support systems led by women or by men, I'm not really going to talk about it's just women out there who will be being the mentor, it could be a man as well. Being empathetic towards this thing is very important, and that's what mentorship will come into picture. So yeah, that's
I'm going to add, mentorship by itself is important, right? But we need to get away from the traditional thinking of what mentorship should be. Organizations spend millions of dollars on learning and development yearly, yes, but yet still, we're sitting on a powerhouse of information, case studies that people within our organization continue to do. So if we understand, again, how do we extract those knowledge? How do
like to know on how can we address unconscious bias and gender stereotypes that hinder women's advancement in marketing.
Yes,
That still exists.
yeah, special question for me. Honestly, because I'm from Russia, I didn't meet any problems with the gender in Russia. We were the second country in the world when we got rights for women, and I had the highest position of Chief Operational Officer in a fintech company. I didn't meet any problems in my career. I had a very high salary, like higher than men, most of the men, because I knew I was in HR many years, as you remember. That's why, for me, right now I see, but as I said, in IT I really had this pressure about my look, and I wanted to prove that I'm smart enough to work with 80% of the company, they were men, and just around 20% women, because in IT industry this is normal. That's why I try to behave like a man, and this is weird. And this is weird because we are women. We don't need to behave like a man. And for me, the most important thing for all women, I hope that after this conference, the most of the women, they will change their look if they want, because we need to work together. We need to love each other. As in a couple, as at work. And we don't need to manage people. We need to change the system. And that's why agility can help, because when we build flat organization with less leaders, less top managers, less levels, then we have self-organized teams who are working equally. It doesn't matter, it's marketing, sales department, HR, they're working all together. Women, men, nobody cares about it. This is the most important thing. That's why we don't need to fight, because what I see honestly right now in Russia, most of the men, they lost their ability to lead. And I said I don't want, unfortunately, Russian men more in my life, because they are not leading. They are not leading. Most of the Russian women, they earn more money than men. Just 1% of men in Russia, they are millionaires. Can you imagine? This is statistic. Do you want in your world the same? I think not. I'm old traditional. I like when I have an opportunity to work or not to work, when my man's strong enough to take care of the family, and this is amazing. It's our nature. We don't need to change what already nature creates. Thanks God that I had this opportunity to say for all the people. Really, this is amazing. And I believe that we need to stop this war between men and women. We need to work together. Let's change the type of organization, the way of working. That after that, everyone will live in peace. This is my wish. I just want, peace. And all over the world.
It's like a Miss Universe finale.
Thank you. Yeah. You want to? Oh, no. You want to add a point to this? Okay. So I would like to add a little point to this with my own personal experience when it comes to gender stereotypes and stuff. So how Startup Lux, or me, I became the CEO of the company. Again, it was by chance, accidental entrepreneurship, and not something I ever always wanted to be. I come from a marketing background. I worked for 9 years with different companies that their brands. I was always on the brand side, never worked with the agency. While I got married, I lost my husband in COVID, second wave, and he was the founder of Startup Plugs, and I was working with him at that point of time. And I became a CEO by chance, that okay, let me see if I can handle it. And that was the point where, kind of I faced the gender stereotype, because again, from the clients all over the world, globally, it was more that my husband had set a certain benchmark as a leader when it comes to even with the team looking up to him, the clients looking up to him. For me to fit in that shoe, like she rightly said, I have to just be the woman. I don't want to be like him. I am myself. I'm going to show my energy, my potential, my skill set. So it was challenging initially, but yes, that's with the support of friends, family, team. And again, I think with the entire mentorship, that's what I was looking for at that point of time. I need to go at an individual level, that what do I need to do to be able to be a good leader up there, where my team can look up to me, is first, get those skill sets which I lack, right? Again, improving my skill sets so that I can be able to be a mentor to somebody else. Then at an industry level, at an organization level, all these levels of skill sets which were required, I went step by step and did all of those things to be a leader and to be where I am today. So I'm really happy that, this opportunity that I have in Marketing 2.0 conference. Also, whatever happened in life, just the accidental entrepreneurship changed me as a person, and I'm okay with the gender stereotypes, but I've proven myself, so I'm glad there.
That's an inspiring, quite an inspiring story, certainly. So I'd like to ask you this question, since you touched upon this topic, right? So
You took a leadership. That's a question. That's okay. We're making it interactive.
Let's make it pretty interactive.
So what do you think are some of the critical, essential skills and qualities that future women marketers should gain themselves to earn their success?
That's a great question. I think the first thing is, you have to go back. What I did, I will just tell you that I went back, like I said, the skill set that as marketing, what is required. I went back, I did those courses. Of course, it's nothing, something that needs to be, say, a certified course, or just have to go and do your MBA. I did not do all of those things, but something which is required as technical skills, marketing automation tools, and all these analytical tools that are required for me to be understanding what's actually in and out, research about the B2B to B2C world, going ahead and speaking to my clients as to what their business is, going back and understanding that, discussions with the team. So that was the basic step. And I think, every women needs to also develop empathy towards it. And then again, the value that I hold, I am very, very particular about that no matter what, my value system is this, and I need to work with people, be it my team or clients, around this value system, because that's what I'm giving it back to the world. So I stand strongly for that, and I think that's a basic skill set somebody would like to add on it.
So I'm going to add to that. I'm in agreement with everything you've said so far. But typically, as women and as people in leadership, we tend to think back and focus on the technical aspect of the job. And don't get me wrong, I'm all for formal education. If I wasn't for it, then, I've done it. But I will say, everybody in here, every single marketer in here, I'm sure, is operating at the highest level. But the truth of the matter is, to take your career to the next what you do, what you say, and if you're transferring that to social media, consistency is important there as well. Step number 4, we're all here as thought leaders, right? Exchanging insights, exchanging information. As marketing leaders, in order for us to contribute towards the pipeline of future marketers, it's important to understand those unique skills that we bring to the table, not just the technical ability, your own way of creating a difference, creating impact. What is my own way, and how then do I transfer that skills to people? By doing conferences like this, by holding a workshop with your team, within the organization, your personality. What sort of leader do you want to become? Am I inspirational? Am I motivational? Right? Am I visionary? That's how you start to differentiate yourself, and you find that different people start to gravitate and pull towards you. Your image. Your image is important. How you present yourself. And how many of you right now, if you go to your LinkedIn profile, is not a reflection of the greatness that you have. Your LinkedIn profile is your marketing billboard, right? Thank you. It's your marketing billboard. So any organization, any client, any investor needs to be able to go to your LinkedIn profile and have a clear understanding of what you bring to the table. While you see this is what's going to continue to promote you. 2 final steps. Build a profitable network, and I reiterate that. All right? To continue to go up the corporate ladder, mentorship is not enough. Sponsorship is important, because when discussions are taking place about who needs to get promoted, who needs to get laid off, who needs to go home, you need to know that you have the right persons in your corner speaking on your behalf. And from a business point of view, build a network of persons that could take your business to the next level. And my last point, you need to become a world-class presenter. If you cannot communicate with extraordinary confidence, how are you going to influence future leaders, people, and impact decisions? Thank you. Yeah? Sorry? Authentic. Yes. Yes, so authenticity, very good. Now, sometimes people don't understand authenticity. Authenticity is your different views, your different ideas. That's authentic. You understand? Yeah, thank you. Yes, you understand? So sometimes we overthink what authenticity is. Authenticity is you expressing your views, your ideas, dressing in your own way, with your own colors, exactly. And still be confident about it, because you know the value you bring to the table.
That's really interesting, Chandler.
Thank you.
I have the last question for Megami. We know mentorship is vital. We are talking about it right now, but it's not always easy to find the right fit, right? I mean, if I have to go and figure out who is the perfect mentor for me, what strategies, if at all, have you used, or would you suggest to seek out mentors who align with your values, goals, and aspirations?
Okay, very simple. Everything's so simple. If we want to learn or if we want to connect to someone, just do it. Okay. So, good people who knows about the world, they respond to you for sure, because they know how to share it. Sharing is important, which I mentioned. So even for example, like Richard Branson, or I don't know, George Clooney or Shah Rukh Khan. So just contact them, and then we'll see how it goes. Maybe they respond. So this is so important. Don't be afraid to contact somebody you want to reach. So, because the world should be gentle. And then very important things is that marketing is not number and data. Marketing is make people happy. Marketing is emotional things. So somebody who doesn't know about the marketing, they are talking about always data, number, give me. No way, it's wrong. Marketing is to make people happy, and then you're supposed to be happy too. Make people happy means you have to be happy. And if you are not interested to make people happy, forget about the marketing. Maybe you have another role to fit well. So that's it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Look for typically, to add to what you're saying, if you're looking for a mentor, look for somebody who's accomplished the things that you would like to accomplish. It means that they could guide you. That's important.
us define our short-term, long-term goals and figure out who matches their values, integrity, and have an open communication about it. Yeah, that's great. I would like to leave it to the audience for some questions up there.
If you're still alive.
Or it became the men versus women world here.
Yeah, or after party only. Yeah. Can you give
Hi, very close to my heart topic, so really love it. Great energy in the room. What I wanted to understand is, so I represent India, and a lot of times there could be countries where there is an oversupply and the demand is less. So sometimes women leaders fall into that. There's fresh infusion of talent coming. It could be any gender, and the supply is less. And here comes the time where there is a break. You need to get back. How does one tackle that? How does, in an opportunity of a disbalance between demand supply, one still create a space as a marketer or as a leader?
I would say again, go through the process of self-discovery and extraction, because that's how you will be able to understand what is unique to you. So here's the thing, there are a couple of 8 questions you can ask yourself if you really want to position yourself and stand out in the marketplace. Some of you are familiar with it. What you're passionate about versus the problem you solve. Why? Because you could be passionate about something, but you're not necessarily good at solving it. That's the first pair of questions. The second pair of questions, what have you researched versus what you have results in. That's important. So as you start to extract, you start to see similarities. Third pair of questions, what is it that people will be willing to pay you for, right? And what business opportunity there is out there. You understand? Because persons may be willing to pay you for something, or you may feel like you're good at something, but there isn't necessarily a business or career opportunity out there to take advantage of it. And last but not least, it's important to understand the feelings that you sell to persons, because we're in the business of feelings and emotions. And to that question, the feelings you need to sell, right, in order to attract the opportunities you want. At the intersection of these 8 questions is how you could position yourself and you could rise a bit above a lot of the noise that's happening in the marketplace. Thank you.
For me, I want just to add small things. If some HRs, they hear me, because I started my journey in Agile, as a Agile HR, first Agile HR I brought this practice in Russia. We need to change the hiring process. It's old-fashioned, old-fashioned. A lot of people, they struggle. I see some companies right now, it's forbidden to apply for a job if you're using ChatGPT. Are you crazy, guys? We are talking that we need to adapt to a new reality, and it's forbidden for marketers. I saw one lead of marketing, head of marketing. He said, "Oh, I got 20 CVs, and everyone they made some home task for them using ChatGPT." Yeah, are you surprised? That's why we just need to change hiring process to give a chance for real talent, for passionate people to get this job, not trying to, to lose them. This is, this HR approach just can kill your company.
Exactly. I think you have a question. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Wow.
Actually, I don't have any question, but I just want to thank you for the topic. And you're from different culture, different country, so it's really interesting to just share your perception and your emotions. So, well, thank you.
Thank you.
Hello. Yeah. So, Anna, very interesting. You're a person of contradiction, possible. Because you said in the beginning what I love. I mean, I'm also a Slavic person, so I agree absolutely with this traditional thing, which makes just sense. But on the other hand, you say you're old-fashioned here, but you want to review fashion on the hiring process. How do you actually put this together? Yeah, of course.
Yeah. How to build a bridge between old-fashioned and modern? How to build a bridge? You know that we need to balance this thing. As I said, first we need to work on ourselves. How I really went through this personal transformation, because I had a lot of anger inside. And once my mom said, I was crying, and she said, you know, Anya, I love you. Doesn't matter what you are doing. You can be just, I don't know, simple salesperson in store, with all my respect, because I started my career as a beauty consultant in a store. And she said, doesn't matter what you're doing, you're really great. You don't need to prove anyone that you're great. This is we got from God, our, our power. And I think first we need to work with health coach, with mental coach. I do a lot of practices, yoga, meditation. I believe in God. I don't know, maybe some people, with all respect, they don't believe in it. We just need to find our soul and our soul connection. This is first. We need to increase love inside us, because this anger, this fight between women and men, it's because we're just, it's just we're trying to get this place, but for what reason? We have hand and all fingers, and if we cut one finger, our hand will be not the same. That's why we created, like, as we are human, we just need to do all together. That's why I understand that right now it's a huge trend to fight with the man. I think this is just this balance to balance later. But we can make a really huge step, and it will be wrong, because we will lose manpower. And after that, all women will cry. Trust me. Yeah. That's why just love. I don't know what to say more. Just love.
It's a great answer.
Yes. Anna, my wife is also Russian, so I understand what you're saying. So I get the gender role, so it's really cool.
Shame on me, you know, when people they look at YouTube on me, they say, oh, she's not Russian.
I understand completely. Because my wife is who she is, and she's very similar-minded, we often have this discussion because we see it happening in the public domain. And the thing that we both agree on is that there's no such thing as equality in nature. So a lot of women are fighting. So I'm going to be quite controversial here. So women are fighting for equality in the workplace. They want equality. But there's no such thing as equal in nature. There's only difference. So I think that's an important thing to understand. And sorry, I don't remember your name. Yes. Yeah. You spoke so beautifully about your experience and how have a focus on the skills and then grow the skill set, which was fantastic. So I think that's something we need to focus on. But my question to you is, for me as a young male and pale human being, it's sort of becoming the 21st century crime. Because we don't, women, for example, there's women's awards, there's women's lunches, there's women's clubs. God forbid there was a men's club now in today's day and age, because there would be an outcry. So I went to a mental health men's club. Well, I'm talking about in London, so I don't know where anyone else in the world, but I went to a mental health men's club, well, it's not a club, it was just a get-together to talk about men's mental health. And obviously, they didn't want women to be there because men wouldn't feel comfortable in explaining themselves in front of women. So that makes sense, right?
Yeah.
And I posted a picture on my Instagram, but it's so great to be with like-minded people and to learn about myself and things. And I got called a misogynist because there were no women there. So my question to you is, I'm all for women's rights, and I'm all for promoting women, and I love it, right? And I'm a big advocate for it, in fact. Where does it get beyond fair? Where does it get beyond the point where, okay, now, instead of promoting women, you're belittling men? And I just want to get to, because as Anna said, once the men are gone, the women are going to cry, right? So where's that fine line?
I think fair is relative. Right now, based on industry stats, only about 24% of women currently hold senior leadership roles. So unfortunately, right now, it's not fair, right? And unless we don't get to a level where it is balanced, I think that those movements, those safe spaces for women will continue. However, it should not be at the demise of our male counterparts becoming invisible. We have future male marketers as well. So our male, what you now need to do is create those safe spaces, right, for those men who want to aspire to be like you.
Guys, you're absolutely inspiring. I could listen to you all day.
Thank you.
So just on that quickly, sorry, I know I don't have a microphone, but I'll just speak about is another thing, and I'm being controversial to the point of being controversial.
That's fine.
Is the women's rights movement is cherry picking where they want to have women's rights. So, or where they want equality. You don't see women going down into a mine. You don't see women on a building site, 20 stories up, laying bricks. You don't see that. So, where does that balance, come? Because, and I would never, in my wildest dreams, if I had a daughter, I would never allow her to go down the mine. Never. I'll promise you, I'll work until midnight every single day to give her money, but I'll never allow her to go down the mine because it's not a job for women. So again, where does that balance lie? So you say like only 20% or 25% of women are on senior jobs. That's corporate jobs. So where's the cherry picking?
May I answer this one?
It's never going to change. You know why?
May I
Because
answer
you
this
just
one?
there. He's
May I answer this one?
Go ahead.
When we're talking about equal opportunity, we're talking about cerebral opportunity. Men and women are obviously physically different. There's no one ever denied that, but different does not mean better. Different does not mean men are superior and women are inferior. If we based better rather than on physical strength on can you make a human being, women would be considered the physically superior specimen. So when it comes to equal opportunities, it is all about cerebral opportunities, not physical opportunities. We can't go down in a mine because we don't have the muscle mass or bone structure that men do.
But you can go down into a mine and drive a truck down in the mine. You don't have to be the person thinking of the wall.
Sure, but there has been socialization where men pushed women out of those spaces. Women don't really feel safe around men in those spaces. So for example, nursing, there are so many men that refuse to go into nursing because it's seen as feminine. The fact of the matter is, women's rights started, how many years ago, right? We were able to have a bank account just a few years ago. We can maybe trace it down to two grandparents ago, but I'm really passionate about this, sorry.
Yeah.
But yeah. but when it comes to that, that's a fact of the matter that, all of those thousands of years of oppression don't disappear. They don't disappear, they linger within society, and that is how the socialization of women being pushed out of mines and men kind of being pushed out of nursing. But here's the thing, who makes fun of men when they go into nursing? Is it women or is it other men? It's other men. So your problem is other men, not women. Men.
So the reason why I was doing it, because Anna raised
technicality. We got it.
Yeah.
We need to use it.
I'll just try and be controversial. I think it's a great topic, and I think that you guys did it incredibly well. So,
Give it up for women, everybody!
So I have one point to make. Okay? It's a very valid question that
We can stay one more day here.
Yeah, right. So I think the question that you've asked is, I think, stems from the position of privilege. Okay, if somebody is from the position of, say, they don't have any other choice but to do it, we've seen that happen. Right? I mean, from my personal experience, if you come to India, you'll see a lot of women working at the construction site, putting their baby to sleep on one side and they still work.
And during the war,
And
women,
women drive taxis and autos in India because they have to save the family. They don't have a choice, unfortunately. Right? That happened. And go to any coffee plantation and tea plantation, the entire cultivation is run by women. Right? So, I mean, for them, they don't have the position of privilege, unfortunately.
They don't
So
think
have to
about
go
it.
down
They
and
just
work.
have to work. Yeah.
Exactly. They have to do it to save the family, unfortunately. So, I think, push comes to shove, there's no discrimination at that level. I would see that. Like, if you ask me, like, if I put my daughter to it, no, I won't. So,
I'm so sorry to interrupt.
Yeah. I
will get fired right now.
Okay.
I'll just move from the topic. It's not like premature women marketers, guys. It's not men versus women.
Just change organization. That's it. Change organization. Job. Because if we will change how we create the job in agile organization, it will be totally different. We will not speak about the title. We will speak about what we're doing.
Yes, I'm so sorry, everybody.
One comment.
And if you,
I'm confused.
gentlemen, if you want a men's safe space, it's called the world. You're welcome.
Yeah, but wait. Before we end this, I'm a bit confused there. So first of all, you said in the beginning, let's end this war between men and women. Then the discussion went further about differentiation of men and women going further, and I'm now asking you one thing. I thought gender equality is already a reality. So what are the women now fighting for?
It's not a reality.
It is.
It is a reality.
Where do you don't have the same rights as men? That's nonsense.
There is still social conditioning, socialization, and conditioning that we go through from a very young age that we have to unlearn. Sometimes a woman has to work twice as hard as a man to be in the same position. What? No, but here's the thing.
there's also a lot of expectations on women on men. So there's social norms.
I am so sorry to our next panelist. I am so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Women, you all